If you hold one Bitcoin, when can you retire? This is a question many Bitcoin holders want to know. Of course, it will depend on the future price of Bitcoin, what other assets you have in your portfolio, how much you plan to spend during retirement, and much more. But let's run through some hypothetical scenarios with this new retirement calculator to try to estimate how soon you can retire if you hold one Bitcoin. Of course, this is not financial advice, and all scenarios are hypothetical and for illustrative purposes only. Please don't make any investments or decline to make any investments based on this video unless you have first spoken to your financial advisor. All of the Bitcoin price models used here will eventually be broken, but let's take a look. Okay, so this is a Bitcoin retirement calculator. Let's take a look at some hypotheticals. So for this example, I have it set to the current age of 40. The age that we plan to retire would be age 50. We also expect to live to age 80. For current balances, meaning what is our current wealth, we have a pretty simple portfolio where there are $0 in stocks, $0 in bonds, and 1 Bitcoin today. For this simplistic example, we're going to assume that while we're still working, we're actually going to save $0 of new wealth, whether that's stocks, bonds, or Bitcoin. We're also going to assume that we have no existing retirement accounts for simplicity. Okay, so for this example, since we're only looking at Bitcoin or we only have Bitcoin in our portfolio, for the sake of argument, let's assume a hypothetical 17% compound annual growth rate in perpetuity. Under this example, we also assume there is $30,000 worth of other income at retirement. This could be Social Security that you've been contributing to for many years. Then we have expected expenses. Let's say we want to spend $100,000 per year at retirement, and that's in today's dollars. So over time, this will adjust for inflation. Given all of these inputs and assumptions, if you have 1 Bitcoin in your portfolio, you likely won't have enough to retire at age 50. As you can see, you have 1 Bitcoin in your portfolio at retirement, which makes sense. That's what we have saved today in this example. Our projected balance at retirement is $464,000, and our balance at death would be 0. But let's adjust this. Let's use the power law model as a hypothetical. This changes the results. Now our balance at retirement is $1 million, and we are actually able to spend $134,000 per year, inflation adjusted each year after that, at retirement. We also have a $12.4 million balance at death. But let's go back and change our assumptions again. Let's see what the earliest year we may be able to retire would be, assuming the power law model. As you can see, adjusting the age slider, we still need to work for at least 9 more years before making any withdrawals. That was interesting. And you can see how changing the assumptions and inputs can drastically change the calculations. Anyone can play around with this free calculator on unchained.com/calculator. I helped build it, so if you have any feedback on it, let me know. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you next time.